All right. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there today? This is Gold Pilled with the Gold Pilled stream. And hopefully, the background noise isn't too bad. I have my one window kind of open here with a window fan. It's starting to get warm in my area. So, today it's going to be a quick video. Um, I do have something planned for my next informative analysis. However, this is more of just an update video, considering it's been almost a month since my last video. But I got really tied up with housework and daily life problems. So I figured I'd do an update here quick. Uh, Give you a precursor to my next video. And I guess go from there. Now, it's been a few weeks since I quit smoking. And my lungs are still purging the I guess the poisons and crud out from it. For you guys, anybody out there, I urge you to quit. I know chewing my snuff ain't any better, but I think I'll be able to quit it easier than smoking when the time comes. But it's all right. Let's move on here. My next video, it's going to be covering Brendan O'Connell again, and he had a video on YouTube recently about a Trump insider, somebody that worked on the Trump team, and it was a good interview. There was a lot of good information in it. However, it just kind of reaffirms, my theory that, Brendan O'Connell, he is just, a part of the very IIA that he always talks out about. And you will see in this video, the clips I play, that the angle that they're trying to push through Brendan is faith in the current system, faith in the current U.S. government, faith, that we can change it. All we got to do is get the right people in there or educate the right people in there, and they will change the system in the peasants' favor. And that's not going to happen. But that's the angle of Brendan and his channel, is to keep people high on that hopium that, the system can be changed from the inside. And the guy he interviews, he acts like Trump is, was a good guy, but he was just surrounded by so many people that worked him, and he couldn't get anything done. And the whole time, Brendan kind of agrees with him. So there's that angle. There's the limited hangout angle. There's the percentage of BS. So that'll be a good video to go over. There was, like I said, good tidbits of info all throughout there, but you got to be on a level to recognize the BS and recognize that they're just trying to push you into, believe the system, believe the two-party system. And it's broken. You can't fix it. All you can do is tear it down, and I don't know what after that, but this system is broke, and we're not going to change it. So that's going to be my next video. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to do it. Like I said, I'm pretty busy here in real life. Recently, I've been having to deal with the mystery box. And if any of you see my mystery box edition video, that's anything that, the ordinary person just doesn't understand. They can work it, use it, maybe use it. Half the people can barely use it. But anything that, all you know how to do is turn it on or, start using it, and you don't know anything beyond that. You don't know how to repair it. You don't know how to diagnose it. You don't know what's on the inside. Nothing. And that leaves so many people reliant on others, for help. So recently in real life, uh, had a lot of issues with my car that I had to repair. And it all started with a simple brake pad change. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that here. And hopefully it gives you some information, or it gives you the courage to try and do some stuff yourself. Try to take some repairs and whatnot, into your own hands. Save yourself money. Don't be relying on other people. Be self-sufficient. I preferably like to be as self-sufficient as possible. I want to be able to do everything and anything I can before I rely on someone else. And a big part of that is I know it's done right. When I take it, you're relying on somebody else. You take it there and you have no understanding of it. When they give it back to you and give you a big fat bill, you don't know what they did to it. Did they do it right? Did they do it half-assed? Did they do it at all? And then they're charging you. When you do it yourself, you know it was done right. You know exactly what was done, and you know. So yeah, my car started with simple brake pad change. In the process of changing those, I discovered on the driver's side, the big coil spring, suspension coil spring, was broken. It was broken about a third of the way up. And I'd probably been driving it for, a month or so like that and didn't even realize it. And there was a couple hints and signs that something was wrong, but it just didn't register with me. So I discovered that while doing just simple brake pads. So I had to look into replacing the coil. And now you can either buy a new coil and put it on, which when you do that, you have to do both sides, so they're saying. Or you can buy an entire strut assembly and just do it that way. If you just go with the coil, it's cheaper, but the coil mounts onto a strut. And in order to get it off, you have to compress it and then remove it and then compress the new one and put it on. And it's kind of a dangerous job because these are big, foot long or more heavy steel coil springs, and you compress them. There's a lot of pressure on there. So, looking online for parts, I discovered Rock Auto. I will give Rock Auto a shout out. They have the absolute best prices on car parts of anywhere. Fraction of the price of your local parts stores. And the parts they offer are name brand companies that specialize in the specific areas of your car that they specialize in. They're not the store brand Duralast or whatever, from AutoZone or Advanced. They're made in China. These are name brand companies specializing in that. And like I said, the prices are a fraction of the local stores. So highly, highly impressed with Rock Auto. I saved so much money ordering all my stuff from there. So anyway, looking on there, they had complete strut assemblies. Brand new coil springs, brand new struts already mounted. Entire units ready to go. So I got a decent Monroe brand. I think it was $80 a piece. So I got 2 of those to put on. When I got those, I went out, did the job, put those in, and during the process, my sway bar links were shot. So, had to go order a set of those. Also in the process, my hood support, which is kind of an automatic hood support that holds my hood up, that was failing. And the one day, it came down and smacked my head and smashed my face into the grill because I mistakenly forgot that it fails, and it got me. So I got a new hood support. Got those parts in, installed the sway bar links and the hood support. thought I was good to go. And after you do suspension work like that, you really should get a tire alignment. Now, tire alignment, you kind of do got to take it to a shop and pay, because the systems they have to do that are very expensive, something only a business is going to have. You know, the ordinary Joe ain't going to have a tire alignment set up. Which, speaking of tools for the ordinary Joe, you don't need many tools to be able to do this stuff. Like I said in a previous video, Harbor Freight is your friend. You know, I just have the pretty much bare minimum, and I'm able to do almost anything with it. I have a decent 3-ton floor jack from Harbor Freight. When I bought it, I think it was like $70. That's not bad. I got jack stands from Harbor Freight. My main tool chest is just a simple 154-piece Craftsman mechanics tool set. And it's in a plastic briefcase looking thing. It's only 154 pieces, and it comes with a 3/8 ratchet, 1/2-inch ratchet, and even a quarter ratchet. But then all the sockets and stuff it provides, short ones, deep wells, pretty much all those are sufficient for doing most jobs, you know, on a car or a lawnmower or a weed eater. And that's served me well. I've only had to get a couple miscellaneous things because the wrenches, the open face wrenches it comes with, you don't get a full variety of those. I had to get a 17 millimeter wrench, a 18 millimeter wrench, a couple impact sockets for like lug nuts and stuff, but you can buy those piecemeal, and most of the time at Harbor Freight. And all that stuff, you know, the cheap tools like that at Harbor Freight, they're very well sufficient for doing just, you know, the ordinary Joe jobs. So take advantage of that if you have one of those in your area or a similar store. I have a electric impact drill, or whatever you want to call it, because I don't have a compressor, and I got that at Harbor Freight for cheap. And it serves the purpose just like an air-powered one. It's a little bigger and clunkier, but you know, it works. You know, sometimes you can't get it into tight spaces, but you know, it works. You know, other than that, it's just small stuff that you need. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, you don't need to spend a lot in tools. You can get a decent collection very cheap. So back to the car, I got the sway bar links done and the hood support done. Thought I was all good. Took it for a tire alignment. And when they do a tire alignment, they check your ball joints, they check your tie rods, they kind of check, you know, your whole suspension to make sure nothing's bad, because if anything's bad, you're throwing your money away and getting it aligned. Well, I was hoping and praying I didn't have, you know, any bad ball joints or tie rods. Sure enough, he didn't have my car back there 10 minutes. He came out. He's there. Come back here, let me show you something. And the guy seen that my new struts and all my work, and he figured I work on my car myself, so he brought me back and showed me. Both of my ball joints were completely shot. One of my tie rod, outer tie rods were shot. He said, you know, get those fixed and, you know, bring it back, we'll get it aligned. I was like, all right, you know, good deal. Because I've never been good at diagnosing ball joints or tie rods. So I liked having him check them for me. So I went home, went on Rock Auto to look up stuff. And I knew this beforehand, but on my car, if the ball joints go bad, you can't just press the ball joints out and replace them. You have to buy a whole new control arm with the ball joint already in it. So I had to buy 2 control arms, which they were, I think, $65 a piece on Rock Auto, which is not bad. $100 and some dollars on AutoZone. And then I had to get to the outer tie rod, which I got 2, because if you're doing one, you might as well do the other. 2 control arms, 2 tie rods. Ordered it. It shipped same day. I had it the very next day. So this was like a Wednesday. Well, I had plans to drive somewhere this Sunday for Father's Day. So I needed this work done, and I needed it aligned before the weekend, because the alignment people, they don't work on weekends. So I got it the very next day on a Wednesday. I was like, I'm going out there. It's nice, not raining. I'm going to do this job and get it done so I can call Thursday and get an alignment by the weekend. So I go out there, start working, getting all the bolts loose, control arm. Well, here I'm trying to loosen the outer tie rod jam nut to get it off. And because of where I live and the harsh winters and the snow and all the salt spray they lay down, there's exposed threads and the jam nut is exposed. And being on there for, probably a good many years, they were completely rusted and galled to where the threads, you could tell a nut would probably not even thread over it, let alone get the nut loose. And the outer tie rod, I'm sure, was galled and rusted on to the inner tie rod, because that's where it threads on at. So I tried to get the nut loose. I couldn't. And if I, really would have worked at it, I probably would have ended up ruining the inner tie rod that it's connected to and stuff. So, well, I got to replace the inner tie rod too, because I can't get the outer tie rod off of the inner. And considering I can't wait to order off Rock Auto and get it shipped to me because I'm in a hurry, I had to go to AutoZone to get the inner tie rods. And I ended up paying like $33 a piece for their cheapest Value Craft inner tie rods with a 1-year warranty. And that's kind of double what I would pay for one on Rock Auto. So that's the price savings you get. So ran down to AutoZone quick, got the inner tie rods, came back, started doing the job. I had to rent the tool. When you do inner tie rods, you need a special tool. And AutoZone, they rent those out, so you get your money back when you return it. So I had to rent that tool. Came back, started doing the work. Everything went relatively smoothly. Got all, the driver's side done. Went over, started the passenger side. And when I do stuff, I do it right. I take a wire brush, I clean all my mounting brackets, I clean all the bolt threads, make sure everything's clean and prepped. I put anti-seize on all the mounting, mating surfaces so they don't seize and rust together like previously. And I had to pretty much pull an all-nighter. I worked till probably about 4 in the morning with nothing but a little Energizer headlamp on my forehead. That's all I needed. You don't need much. And I got both sides done. And then Thursday morning, I called, got an alignment appointment for Friday. Took it in there, and when I drove it, for the first time, my steering wheel was 90 degrees out of straight. It was cockeyed 90 degrees. I'm going down the road straight, and my turn signal and the car emblem, should be straight and parallel. Well, it was turned 90 degrees going straight. It was out of alignment. But they took care of it within a half hour. Got everything nice and aligned in the front, and the thing rides like a Cadillac now. Nice and smooth. There's no rattling, no noises, nothing. It's fantastic. I'm very satisfied with how it came out. And like I said, I know exactly what was done under there. I know how it was done. I know it was done properly. I don't have to worry about anything. I know that, I put anti-seize on, the critical areas so they don't rust and seize up again. I'm fully aware of the work done. One of the benefits of being self-sufficient and, conquering the mystery boxes. So, my next project, I got to do the rear calipers, the brake calipers on the rear, and then throw new pads on when I do that. That's my next job. And hopefully, I don't need to do any suspension work in the back, because now with the new suspension in the front, the rear end of my car looks like it's sitting kind of low. So I'm a little worried about what I'm going to discover when I pull the wheels and start doing the calipers. I don't think the rear end should be sitting that low, so I'm hoping it's not, more coil spring, or the rear doesn't have struts. It has, I think, shock absorbers. So hopefully nothing like that needs done. But if it does, I'll take care of it myself. Like I said, as far as, the how-to, I have the Haynes car manual for my car. Those Haynes manuals are invaluable. They cost like $20, but they'll tell you how to do everything in your car. It's based on an entire disassembly and rebuild. Anything you want to do to your car, it tells you how in there. And to manufacturer specifications. So you can't beat those, acquire the material that'll teach you how to solve the mystery boxes. And looking back on my work, I spent about $500 for all the parts and a couple miscellaneous tools, the wrenches or socket adapters and stuff that I got. About $500 I put into that. And if I would have just bought the parts at a local store, I would have been over $1,000 for all the parts because of the markup that local stores do compared to Rock Auto. But the other big savings is the labor of having someone else do it. I would probably be at least $1,500 in the hole to have somebody else do all that. And probably more if depending where they buy their parts. But most mechanics and shops I've seen, they buy from Rock Auto too. So if you take it to a garage that orders from Rock Auto, the savings on those parts is going to get passed along to you. Now, if they get them from somewhere else, you're going to be paying more for the parts. But so I probably saved, a good, 70%, of what it could cost taking it somewhere. And all it took was my brain power and some of my time. And, everything worked out. But I understand not everybody's capable of that. Not everybody's smart enough. Not everybody has the know-how or the skills. But, stuff's not that hard. You just need a little bit of mechanical aptitude, and, a little bit of other intelligence. And you can do it. You can do it. It's easy. I did it out in front of my house on the street. I don't have a garage. I don't have a lift that lifts the car up so you can stand under it and work nice and easily. A floor jack out on the street, jack it up, put a jack stand under there, and, do it. So I encourage you, be self-sufficient. What's going to happen when you can't rely on somebody else? You're going to be up a sheep creek. And, besides the car, I had to do a couple, minor maintenance on my mower and my weed eater. My weed eater cutting head assembly was completely wore. It's probably had it for about 10 years. Wore the cutting head assembly. I had to get a new one of those and put it on. The mower, the front wheels were busted. I had the mower about 10 years. All the plastic broke. They were wobbly as hell. Got 2 new front wheels for it. Had to change the spark plug in it. I got a new drive belt for it. I thought my drive belt was worn, but here it really wasn't worn. I was just not, it has an adjustment to tighten the belt. Well, here, dummy me, I was twisting it the wrong way, thinking I was tightening it when I was really loosening it. So I ended up not needing the drive belt. But then I got a 2-pack of mower blades because my blade on there was shot. So got a brand new blade on it. So simple stuff like that, with even a mower and a weed eater. Do it yourself. You save so much money. And not to mention the self-satisfaction and the gratification of doing it yourself. It feels so good to be able to do stuff yourself and to be able to have that knowledge, the knowledge that, you understand it, you do it yourself, you know about it. It feels real good. It's real satisfying. Like I'm really proud of the work I did, on the front end of that car. When all said and done here, I have an entirely new front end suspension on that car. I replaced everything. The only thing that didn't get replaced was the wheel hubs. And there's nothing wrong with them yet. But if anything ever does go wrong with the wheel hubs, I'll replace them myself. I did wheel hubs on my other car previously, so I already have experience with that. So, like I said, it's satisfying. I'm proud of myself, and the even better feeling is I know exactly what was done, I know how it was done, and I know it was done properly. Every mounting bolt that I put back on there, I know it was torqued to a manufacturer's specification for tightness. It's not going to have an issue in the future. I know the parts that went on it. I ordered, good quality manufacturer parts. Most of them with lifetime warranties or, a good at least 5-year warranty. So I know everything that went into it. So that's my mystery box edition for today. Kind of car specific or kind of engine specific, small engines too with the mower and weed eater. But so I hope that maybe gives somebody encouragement to take on jobs themselves. Like even just doing your brake pads. It's easy to do brake pads. You just need the right socket size and go to your local store, grab some pads. I still get brake pads from like AutoZone because you get the lifetime warranty ones. You wear your brakes out, you just pop them off, take them down there. They give you brand new ones, and you go put the new ones on. So that's what I buy local now. But and even oil change. Do your oil changes yourself. With oil change, you can buy a simple set of car ramps. They're 2 little ramps you pull your car up on to kind of lift it up a little bit so you can crawl under there and open the drain pan plug to let the oil drain. And you can get those at Harbor Freight. I don't know if I got mine at Harbor Freight or Walmart, but they're actually plastic ones. They're rated to, hold the weight of my car. And I do the oil, I just pull it up on there, drain it, and there you go. You just saved, what, 20, 30 bucks taking it somewhere. All you got to do is buy a 5-quart jug of oil and get a filter. And there you go. You just saved yourself money and did a job yourself. So, all right, everyone. Like I said, I'm not sure when I'll be able to do this next Brendan O'Connell video. Like I said, I do have to do those rear calipers and brakes on the car. And I got some grass mowing coming up, and considering that today is the first day of summer, I got quite a few plans with my twinnies. So we're going to be doing summer activities and stuff. So real life is probably going to keep me busy, but I'll try to get that video out here soon. So all right, everyone, take care. Strive for the gold pill. Find the gold pill. We need it. We are in desperate times right now with everything going on. I'm sure you know what I mean, because I'm sure it's affecting everybody, especially the gas prices. So take care out there. This has been Gold Pilled.